Ecclesiastes shows two contrasting ways of looking at man's plight in the world. One is the secular, humanistic, materialistic viewpoint. It interprets all things from a limited earthly perspective, a perspective under the sun, that does not recognize God, or his involvement in man's affairs.
I have seen all the things that are done under the sun. All of them are meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Yet when I surveyed all that my hands had done, and what I had toiled to achieve, everything was meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Nothing was gained under the sun. So I hated life, because the work that is done under the sun was grievous to me. All of it is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. To the person who pleases him, God gives wisdom, knowledge, and happiness, but to the sinner, he gives the task of gathering and storing up wealth to hand it over to the one who pleases God. This too is meaningless, a chasing after the wind.
This earthly perspective is completely unaided by divine revelation. It sees life as futile, meaningless, and without purpose. There is nothing new under the sun. Rather, what is taking place now is what has already taken place many times in the past. The future will simply repeat what is happening in the present. Life is meaningless. Nothing we do can bring ultimate satisfaction, because we will end up with the same doomed fate as all the humans who preceded us. The other perspective is a godly, spiritual perspective that interprets life and its problems from a God-honoring viewpoint.
What do workers gain from their toil? I have seen the burden God has laid on the human race. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He's also set eternity in the human heart. Yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. I know that there's nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live, that each of them may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all their toil. This is the gift of God. I know that everything God does will endure forever. Nothing can be added to it and nothing taken from it. God does it so that people will fear him. Whatever is has already been, and what will be has been before, and God will call the past to account. Moreover, when God gives someone wealth and possessions, and the ability to enjoy them, to accept their lot, and to be happy in their toil, this is a gift of God. So I reflected on all this and concluded that the righteous and the wise and what they do are in God's hands, but no one knows whether love or hate awaits them.
It takes divine revelation into account. This perspective recognizes God and finds meaning in life and enjoys life. God can be involved in all that we do.
A person can do nothing better than to eat and drink and find satisfaction in their own toil. This too I see is from the hand of God, for without him who can eat or find enjoyment? To the person who pleases him, God gives wisdom, knowledge, and happiness, but to the sinner, he gives the task of gathering and storing up wealth to hand it over to the one who pleases God. This too is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. That each of them may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all their toil. This is the gift of God.
Our ultimate meaning in life is not to be found in the things around us, which pass away, but in God alone.
For without him, who can eat or find enjoyment?
The conclusion of the writer of Ecclesiastes is that we should remember God while we are still young.
Remember your Creator in the days of your youth.